Question number 2, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Internal Affairs and asks, on what basis was the recall and cancellation of New Zealand Passport LN138690 undertaken?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Internal Affairs, I do not believe it's in the public interest to discuss individual passport matters in this House.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Can the Minister confirm whether Mr. Anthony Fullman's passport, and advice to me, was withdrawn at the request of the Minister of Foreign Affairs on the basis that Mr. Fullman had been involved in plotting a coup against the Fiji regime? If so, what evidence was given to Internal Affairs justifying that action?
Mr. Speaker,
Jerry Brownlee.
there are any number of reasons why a passport may be withdrawn, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't believe it's in the public interest to discuss individual persons' passports in this House.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Did the Minister of Internal Affairs and his department receive advice from the SIS on this matter? And what steps, if any, did they take to validate that advice?
Honourable
Mr.
Jerry
Speaker,
Brownlee.
on behalf of the Minister of Internal Affairs, there is any number of reasons why a passport may be withdrawn. I haven't finished.
Point of order, the Right Honourable Winston
Mr.
Peters.
Speaker, we're about to hear the same answer for the third time.
Order.
With respect, this information was brought to me by the person in question. He wants justice, and this is the place to get it.
Order. And that's not a point of order. We'll now allow the Minister to complete his answer.
Mr. Speaker, there are any number of reasons why a person may have their passport withdrawn. There are a number of avenues by which a passport may be returned or reissued to a person, but I do not believe it's in the public interest to answer questions about individual passports in this House.
Speaker.
Point of order, Right Honourable
Mr.
Winston.
Speaker, that for the third time is the same answer. The realities, of course, is, was the Department and the Minister's actions legal or illegal? And the illegality has been requested of me to be brought before this Parliament.
Order. I've heard enough. I'd invite the member to look at Speaker's ruling 1731, which clearly says, on a matter like this, a minister is perfectly entitled to respond the way he has, saying that this information is not in the public interest to be discussed in this House. Further supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Were there others in addition to Mr. Fullman who received grievous treatment from the Department who acted illegally, only to be later judged innocent by Justice McGeechan?
Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, there are a number of reasons why any person might lose their passport permanently or for a period of time, and they do have the right to go to the High Court to have that tested. I don't believe it's appropriate for individual passports and details thereof to be discussed in this House.
Well, does the Minister...
Order. Further supplementary, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Well, does the Minister believe that the ministerial and departmental actions should be an instrument for oppression and harassment against law-abiding residents legally in this country? And when will the Department pay those wrong to innocent parties, first of all, compensation, and give them an apology?
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Internal Affairs, he asked questions that are not best answered by the Minister of Internal Affairs, and I would go on further to say that all individuals in this country have a recourse to the courts where they believe they have been mistreated.
Question number 3, Honourable David Parker.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order. I'm going to hear a point of order from Honourable David Parker.
I seek leave for this question to be held over